Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Game Season 2, Episode 71. We are just a couple days away from the next NXT Mega 12 Juniors day, and that will be Day 5. But before that, let's get straight into the action here tonight at NXT. We get clips from last week of Pete Dunne defeating Tyler Bate of the NXT UK Championship by the returning, debuting Asuka. We see Pete Dunne on the mic again saying in hand with Asuka that Manifest Destiny is upon us all. They then destroy the NXT UK Championship into a million pieces. So this is recapping, of course, the cage match that Dunne and Bate had, the 30-minute cage match where, Pete Dunne had it in hand, but Asuka debuts upon returning, siding with Pete Dunne to form Manifest Destiny. 79 B+ in this segment. Asuka's showing more charisma, as is Tyler Bate. That's great. Triple H is rubbing off. All right. Tom Phillips, Nigel McGuinness, and Steve Corino welcome us to the NXT universe. Tom Phillips says that tonight on NXT, we're going to have one hell of a show. The camera stands on them for a while as we feign to ringside. Tommy Phillips was underwhelming. That's not good, but that's all right. All right, and in about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction. Brodus Clay defeats No Way and Jose in 7:22 with the G grip. So as big of a squash as you can possibly have in a 7-minute match. Clay basically had all the offense. 65 for both participants, though. This match got the crowd hotter. A 66 C+, which is funny because we had 65s for both of them, but a 66 C+ between No Way Jose and Brodus Clay. After the match, a dominating victory over the very popular No Way Jose, Paul Ellering grabs a mic. Paul Ellering says that despite what people may think, while he wrote a book on tag team wrestling, he started a second novel for championship singles wrestlers, and the fans boo. He goes on to say that in just 3 weeks at NXT TakeOver War Games, Brodus Clay is going to become the next NXT heavyweight champion of the world, and if you don't believe him, just look at his authors. So, yeah, nobody in the Ellering Alliance, Ruby Riott, I suppose, has lost because, but before she joined, Authors of Pain and Brodus Clay, no one has lost while being a part of the Ellering Alliance, and he's making a proclamation that the championship is coming home to the Ellering Alliance. 75 B-. All right, and there is no scale improvements. We see the Authors of Pain are now backstage, fading from the ringside area. Akam and Razor, Akam and the cast, standing next to Rachel Ellering with Ruby Riott. The Ellering Alliance is all in all tonight, supporting Ruby Riott tonight, as she'll have her chance to earn a chance at the Fatal 4-Way NXT Secondary Women's Championship at TakeOver War Games. So, guys, again, I'm not sure what I want to call the NXT Secondary Championship. So, please comment and let me know what you think is a good name. I have a few names, but I want to hear what you guys have to think. Razor and Ellering have great chemistry. Paul, you weren't there. 66 C+, though. All right. Next, and about that, had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. Ember Moon defeats Bridges in 11:46 with her O-Face. She gets the victory and earned her way into being one of the 4 participants at NXT TakeOver War Games for the secondary championship. Bridges is improving in performance skills. After the match, Ember Moon simply celebrates as she's advanced to the secondary championship match. Again, guys, names still pending. I'd like your suggestions. All right, 68 C+ for Ember. Next up, we see footage of Sanity's reactions against the Revival last week on NXT TV, and we see Kathy Kelly backstage with the Revival. Kathy asks the Revival what their thoughts are on after seeing what happened to them at the hands of Sanity. Dash and Dawson, top guys, both smirk, saying that if they wanted the top guys' attention, then they've gotten it, and they should count themselves lucky because the top guys, they main event takeovers. Dawson says it's a fight they want, it's a fight they got, because at NXT TakeOver War Games, Titus O'Neil last week agreed to let them settle their differences in the middle of the ring. Dash reminds Dawson, though, Kathy, to get the word out that they're top guys, then they're top guys for a reason. So the top guys will be facing Sanity at NXT TakeOver War Games. That should be a very, very fun match. 80B+, or 80B actually. All right, next up, we get a promo for Day 5 of the NXT Mega 12 Juniors Tournament, and it's the main event. On Tuesday night, in just 6 days, we're going to see Aleister Black take on Jushin Thunder Liger. Again, Liger here is only based on his friendship with William Regal over the years, but he is a big participant, scoring another pinfall last week. So he's 2-2 on the tournament, but he'll be taking on Aleister Black, who is undefeated, 69C+. All right, next up, but about that, decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. Sanity beats Heavy Machinery. In just over 12 minutes, when Alexander Wolf defeated Tucker Knight, by pinfall with a double tree. 55 and 53 for Knight and Dazovic, 52 and 57 for Wolf. So these teams are very well matched, very well even. 62 C+. After the match has ended, though, and Sanity has picked up an impressive victory over Heavy Machinery, the Revival, Dash, and Dawson have came out of nowhere and began to attack Sanity. The fans are cheering as the Revival are laying into them thick with heavy lefts, huge rights, and the fans are getting into a huge brawl. They are eventually pulled apart, but not before the Revival is left standing tall. So Dane and Wolf underperformed, probably because they were tired. Scott Dawson came across well. That's fine. No skill improvements. 72 B-, and the Controlled Chaos storyline has advanced, where Sanity will be facing, as we just learned, the Revival at NXT TakeOver War Games. Next, though, we get split screens. Left half, House NXT, DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, as well as Sami Zayn. Right half is the Elite, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, as well as Kenny Omega. Gargano and Omega face off tonight in the main event. So, again, heading towards War Games, we paired them off in 2 other matches the last 2 weeks. This time, we're going to get Omega and Johnny Gargano, which should be fantastic. Maybe my best rating ever. We'll have to see. 2 of my better workers on the roster, for sure. 88 B+. This feud is just smoking. All right, next, and about that, decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. Ruby Riott defeats Candice LeRae in 11 minutes with the Heidi-Ho. 52 for Riott, 48 for LeRae. We've advanced the secondary women's championship title storyline. There's no skill improvements, and a 55 C- isn't bad for these two ladies working in a non-sex appeal match. After having defeated Candice LeRae, Ruby Riott stands over LeRae as Rachel Ellering slides into the ring, pumping her up. Ruby Riott will be the second of 4 women to participate in that NXT Women's Secondary Championship that I want your feedback on at NXT TakeOver War Games. So we've advanced the segment with a 66 C+ for the Ellering Alliances, Rachel Ellering and Ruby Riott, who got the victory over Candice LeRae. All right, next up, we see Triple H backstage with Asuka and Pete Dunne. Dunne standing over Triple H next to Asuka, who's signing what appears to be a new NXT contract. Asuka and Triple H shake hands and even take the Triple H NXT photo as Asuka and Dunne look at one another and nod. You can see Triple H mouthing because at a distance, it's your time, your destiny, you can go get it. So again, Pete Dunne helped Triple H defeat William Regal to get William Regal out of NXT for a while at NXT TakeOver Legacy, which was our WrestleMania. And of course, last week, Pete Dunne won the NXT UK Championship, which him and Asuka absolutely broke into a million pieces by slamming it on the ring post, and they formed Manifest Destiny. I'm kind of interested to see what you guys think, too, about the Pete Dunne and Asuka pairing. I think, it just kind of came to me, and I think it'll be actually a really fun pairing. Usually, I try to script stuff out quite a bit, but this one just kind of came to me, and I think it's kind of a good one. A 74 B-. Quickly, though, we get backstage again as Titus O'Neil is walking around backstage, angry at the Revival. I've already given you the match at TakeOver you wanted, but you couldn't wait, says Titus upset. So next week, you're going to take on Sanity at Full Sail. You're going to take on all 4 members. The fans pop, confused. Titus O'Neil then goes on to tell them that it'll be an 8-person tag, so start looking for a pair of partners, because in 2 weeks, you'll be taking them on. A male and a female. I know you top guys. I know you top guys like to work alone, but if you want to walk into your match against Wolf and Dane at TakeOver War Games, I suggest you find some partners. Titus O'Neil walks away, picking up a phone call, and Dash and Dawson, who didn't speak, look at one another a bit nervous about their ability to find partners. So yeah, the Revival haven't been the most friendly workers here in NXT, but if they want to make it to NXT TakeOver War Games, they're going to have to find some partners, because in 2 weeks they'll be facing Sanity, all 8 members or all 4 members in the main event of NXT. But speaking of main events, did we get to it? Maybe not. Speaking of main events, next week on NXT in the main event, we're going to see Bobby Roode and Andrade Cien Almas go head-to-head, face-to-face in the center of the ring. Next week on NXT. And again, guys, our roster as it's slowly, gradually going. This is NXT. I'm trying to book it like WWE might. We're just not going to be able to feature everyone every week. We've already expanded to 2 hours, as I said months ago, but we're just not going to be able to do it every week. 74 B-. So you're going to get a big match. 2 of the 3 men who were in the NXT TakeOver Rival main event with Brodus Clay, which they lost to Brodus Clay, which is how he earned his shot at Mr. NXT. The champion's not even on the show this week. He'll be on the next 2 events, though, heading into the pay-per-view. But, either way, Bobby Roode and Almas will be facing off next week. 74 B-. Let's see what we get for the main event between Gargano and Omega, though. I got high hopes. We've gotten a 77 at 81 for the first 2 of the 3 matches between the Elite and House NXT. Let's see if this one can get higher than an 81. An 81, I'll take it. And about that, I had great wrestling and good heat. Kenny Omega defeats Johnny Gargano in 23 minutes by pinfall with the Christ's Wrath. Kenny Omega, for his guys, gets the victory tonight. 72 for Gargano, 74 for Omega. Absolutely fantastic match. You know, the storyline's so over that at 81 loses he. I think it's like at 88, or it was. So yeah, after the match, just imagine the Elite celebrating with Kenny and House NXT consoling Johnny Gargano, because heading into War Games, the Elite has won 2 out of the 3 single matches that were featured in the main event between Omega and the Young Bucks, DIY, and Sami Zayn. So guys, this was NXT The Game, Season 2, Episode 71. Let's see what our rating was. Hopefully an 80. 79. I will absolutely take that fantastic rating. A 79B for NXT. I love it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Again, this was NXT The Game, Season 2, Episode 71. And everyone out there, have a glorious day.